It was a cloudy morning in Lagos, the kind that felt heavier than usual. Obafemi woke up feeling drained, his body weak, his spirit low, and his motivation nowhere to be found. He sat at the edge of the bed staring blankly into space as the city's chaos hummed faintly from afar. His wife, Kemi, watched him closely. "Oba, you don't look fine," she said softly. "You've been overworking yourself all week. Maybe today, just rest small." But Obafemi shook his head and forced a faint smile. "Kemi, if I don't go out, who will bring food?" he said wearily. In his mind, rest was a sign of weakness. Yet, deep down, he ignored one of life's quiet truths, that when the body whispers for rest and you refuse to listen, life has a way of forcing you to stop. He dressed in his usual blue polo and dark jeans, grabbed his small nylon bag, and stepped out into the bustling heart of Oshodi. The streets were already alive, conductors yelling destinations, hawkers chasing buses, and passengers hurrying like time itself was chasing them. The air was thick with the smell of roasted bowl, exhaust fumes, and sweat. He stopped by a woman roasting plantain. "Mama Beezy, how much is this one?" he asked with a faint grin. 300 naira, she replied. "Ah. Make it 200 naira, a beg," he pleaded, still smiling. She chuckled, "You haven't changed, Obafemi." Just then, chaos broke out. "Thief! Thief, thief!" someone shouted. The sound sliced through the morning air like a blade. A young man was running wildly through the crowd, clutching something in his hand. People turned instantly. "Catch him! Catch him!" Coincidentally, the thief was dressed exactly like Obafemi, blue polo, dark jeans, same build. In the heat of the chase, the real thief quickly pulled off his shirt and disappeared into the crowd. Moments later, the mob's eyes landed on Obafemi, still standing by the roadside. "It's him! That thief!" someone screamed. Before he could even process it, dozens of furious faces charged toward him. "Wait! I'm not a thief!" he shouted desperately. But in a city where noise drowns truth, no one stopped to listen. The more he tried to explain, the angrier they became. Fear gripped him, and he ran, not because he was guilty, but because he was human. They caught up with him near the bus stop. The crowd descended, fists flying, curses filling the air. "I swear I didn't steal anything," he pleaded, but mob judgment has no room for reasoning. Every blow was a reminder that in a society that acts before thinking, innocence is fragile. Minutes later, the man who first shouted, "Thief!" finally reached the scene, breathing heavily. He looked at Obafemi's swollen face and shouted, "Stop! This is not the guy." The crowd froze, guilt slowly replacing their rage. "Ah, sorry," one muttered. "We don't know." But sorry could not undo what had been done. Obafemi staggered home, covered in dust and shame. Kemi gasped when she saw him. "Jesus! Oba, who did this to you?" He sat quietly on the floor, trembling. "They said I was a thief," he whispered, tears welling up. She held him tightly, her own tears falling. "You'll be fine, my love. You did nothing wrong." That night, he lay awake, unable to sleep. His body ached, but his heart ached more. He replayed the day's events and learned more about life in one painful afternoon than in all his years of hustle. He realized that people are quick to believe what they see and slow to question what they hear. He learned that anger without understanding is dangerous, that truth is often buried when the crowd is loud, and that one careless assumption can ruin a man's life. He also understood that rest isn't laziness, it's protection. If he had listened to his wife, maybe he would have stayed home and avoided the chaos entirely. Above all, Obafemi learned that humanity must come before judgment. In a world that rushes to condemn, kindness and patience are rare but powerful forms of wisdom. As Kemi gently touched his bruised cheek that night, she whispered, "Tomorrow will be better." Obafemi nodded slowly, whispering back, if only people would think before they act. He drifted into sleep with that thought, a prayer that Lagos, and the world at large, might someday learn to listen before it strikes. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more emotional and thought-provoking stories.